Kelsey's new crew. Before we get into this steaming pile of feces, I want to bring up a point. A lot of people are saying that, oh, it's only a couple degrees off. Why does the weather really matter? If I'm planning a vacation to Alaska, I'm not forgetting my parka. Just like when you come to Sarasota, you can't forget your tank tops. It does matter. It's a big deal. So in light of that, I would like to inform you guys how long it's actually been since it's been 73 in Sarasota. I'll cite my sources because that's something I like to do and MTV doesn't. It has been 100 days exactly since it's been 73 in Sarasota. For any of you statistic buffs, that's 27.40% of the entire year. Last year, it took until late October for it to get to 73 degrees, which was 45% of the year. But again, 73 is the new 95. T-shirts coming soon. I just thought you guys would enjoy that.
That Siesta Key has a way of burning even the strongest relationships.
It's not Siesta Key that burns strong relationships. It's the fact that people can't keep it in their pants.
Welcome to Social. Would you like a moment to get a drink, Mary?
So this is actually the first restaurant they have named, or first real location that they have named in this show. Social. Social is in downtown Sarasota. Social is a 17-minute drive from Siesta Key. Again, there are so many beautiful places on Siesta Key to do filming. I feel like most places didn't let them film. We're literally 3 episodes in and they haven't eaten at a restaurant on Siesta Key yet. This kind of stuff frustrates me because it gives people the wrong impression of where they're going. Now, this next part, I personally feel victimized by. Let me show you why.
Come on, Kelsey and Garrett!
Do you guys see that shirt he's wearing? Says beard mode. He doesn't have a beard. In none of the pictures I've ever seen of him does he ever have a beard. As somebody with a beard, we don't want him on our team. We're very selective of who we let have a beard, and he's not somebody we want with a beard. So take the shirt off, dude.
But I didn't realize how unhappy it was making Garrett feel.
You didn't realize that dancing and flirting with other people would make your significant other unhappy? I want to take a step aside from this show for a moment and bring it to real life. There are actually people who feel this way, who think being flirty, doing things with other people, hooking up with other people shouldn't make their significant other unhappy. Now, from a completely moral standpoint, that's just wrong. But I'm not here to judge others. The simple fact that people truly don't understand that when you have a significant other, if you go flirt with other people, or if you go dance on other people, or if you go hang all over other people, that's gonna make your significant other feel insignificant. So aside from like a fake scripted TV show, there are actually people who feel that way. And to you I say, yes, it makes your significant other feel really bad.
I feel like he's like a ladies' man.
I hate that word. I hate that term. Because any lady would not fall for somebody who just plays people. Again, removing the show and talking about real life, the term ladies' man, I hate. Because it's not a lady that's falling for this type of man. It's a girl. It's somebody who doesn't have self-respect. The only reason I bring up issues like this is because there are children who are watching this show. There are teenagers who are watching this show. There are young people who are watching this show and are thinking that this is okay to behave like this. First off, as a guy, to be able to do this to girls. And second of all, as a woman, to have this as an acceptable form of being treated by anybody. And that's what frustrates me so much, is that people watch this and think that being treated like this is acceptable, and it's not. Because a real man wouldn't treat a woman like this, and a real lady wouldn't allow herself to be treated like this. Let's carry on. Okay. I want to talk about something really quickly. In this scene, Alex is being told he's on the wait list for Stetson University. I'm not going to talk about Stetson. I'm not even going to talk about Alex specifically. But he's baffled why he has the grades. He knows people who had worse grades than him, yet he didn't get in. Now, if all that were actually true, and I don't know if it is or if it's not, there's one thing that I'd like to bring to everybody's attention. Somebody who's worked closely with admissions for universities before, I can tell you that admissions at colleges don't only look at what you give them. Nowadays, there are people whose only jobs are to look up people's social media. If you've got pictures of partying, if you've got pictures of drinking, if you've got pictures of hurting animals, if you've got pictures of anything, they will not accept you into their university, no matter who you are. That is a real thing. There is proof of that. Colleges and universities will not accept people solely based off of what they post on social media nowadays. So for all of you who are watching who have questionable things on your social media, delete them. There's no need to post damaging things on your social media just for a couple extra likes. Again, they have done minute amounts of filming on Siesta Key and filming everywhere else. This again is downtown Sarasota. The Sarasota Tea Company, which is a great place, is in downtown Sarasota from Siesta Key, this location specifically. It just doesn't make sense to me. There are so many closer tea houses. There are so many closer little places they could have went to have this conversation. And if they're selling this show as Siesta Key, you can't keep doing stuff like this. And I know they're going to because they don't really care. I'm clearly not the only one that thinks this show is super difficult to sit through. Before their first episode premiered, Teen Mom, literally the show before this, had 1.58 million people watching. Siesta Key, their first episode, had 670,000 people. Almost a million people turned their televisions off and didn't want to watch this. I thought those numbers were kind of low. So I found out that last week's episode, episode 2, had 610,000 people watch it. That is 60,000 people who turned their televisions off that watched the first episode. That number also includes all the people who had to DVR this, like me, who didn't watch this live. This show is getting horrible ratings on TV. I'm really interested to see what the third episode gets and to see if it continues getting lower and lower. Because apparently I'm not the only one that struggles through watching this TV show. But I'm gonna do so for you guys to keep pointing out these inaccuracies and to try to shed a little bit of light on what Sarasota really is. I don't even have like a funny catchphrase to do because everything was just so horrible. There's no sustenance to this TV show.